Hi, welcome to the Spirit of Prophecy. I'm your host, Luther Mark. In this short video, we're going to be talking about a possible prophecy that's coming to pass and the fact of how the Jews are waking up to Jesus. Let's get into it. Now, the point of what I want to talk to you about here is there is a prophecy that goes along with this. And we can see it in Romans chapter 11 and verse 25. And let me read that to you. It says, "For I do not desire, brethren, that you should be ignorant of this mystery, lest you should be wise in your own opinion, that blindness in part has happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles has come in." So what does that mean? That means that Israel, the Jewish people, will remain partially blind to the Messiah, to Jesus being the Messiah. They'll remain partially blind until the time of, or the fullness of the Gentiles has come in. What that means, until the time of the Gentiles has come in. In other words, when the time of the Gentiles has come in, when the time of the Gentiles is ending, then the Jews will become unblind. So the Jews will remain partially blind until the time of the Gentiles has come in. So otherwise, we might understand it to say when the time of the Gentiles has come in, or when it is being fulfilled, the Jews will become unblind. That is the prophecy. And can we see that happening right now in the times that we live in today? Let's look at it. So here's some statistics for you. I went back and looked it up. In May of 1948, in one day, Israel became a country again. And so since then, the Jewish people, as prophesied, have been coming back to Israel. And since then, they've also been reawakening to the fact that Jesus is the Messiah. And so let's look at that. In 1948, when Israel was formed, worldwide it was estimated that there were about only 23 people in Israel that were Messianic Jews, that is, Jews who believe in Jesus as the Messiah. Worldwide, there was probably estimated less than 2,000 Jewish people who believed in Jesus as the Messiah. Now, personally, I looked it up in 2016. That's when I started teaching the book of Revelation. And in 2016, it was estimated that there were less than 100,000 people, or 100,000 Jewish people worldwide, that believed in Jesus as the Messiah. Messianic Jews, if you will. And so in 2020, when the coronavirus hit, I looked it up again to see if this number had increased. And sure enough, it was estimated that that number had grown from about 100,000 worldwide to 300,000 worldwide. That is, Messianic Jews who believed in Jesus as the Messiah. So again, here in 2024, I thought I would look it up again. And what the numbers show, that in Israel, in the country of Israel, there are now about 22 to 25,000 people, or Jewish people, who believe in Jesus as the Messiah. So that number itself is growing. But worldwide, let us have open eyes and really pay attention to this. Here in 2024, as I sit here right here today, it's now estimated that this number has grown tremendously, and there are now over 1 million Jewish people who believe in Jesus as the Messiah. There are now over 1 million Messianic Jews worldwide. So we can see right there that prophecy is happening. It's coming true. The Jews are becoming unblind. They are waking up to the fact that Jesus is Messiah. Yeshua is the Hebrew name for Jesus. That they are waking up to Jesus as being the Messiah. This is prophecy happening. And so they are becoming unblind. And when they become unblind, the time of the Gentiles is fulfilled. So let's read that again. In Romans 11:25, it says, "I do not desire, brethren, that you should be ignorant of this mystery, lest you should be wise in your own opinion, that hardening in part has happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles has come in." So when the fullness of the Gentiles has come in, that's when the Jews are becoming unblind. And they're waking up to the fact that Jesus is the Messiah. So there you have it. The numbers show it. The other thing that you may want to know to go along with this, it is starting in September of 2023, is now the Jewish year 5784 by the Hebrew calendar. Now, technically, their calendar runs in 19 years, or 19-year cycles. So this is kind of an interesting and fun little fact here that kind of goes along with this. or this teaching. And so on the Jewish calendar, this current year is 5784, and it's known as a leap year. Now, what we have to understand is on the Hebrew calendar, they have 30 days in a monthly cycle. And so they have what's called leap years. And in these leap years, there's an extra month, an extra 30 days for 13 months instead of 12 months of 30 days. And so normally in a year is 360 days, 12 months of 30 days each. But in a leap year, they have an extra 30 days, a 13th month. And so in this current year, this leap year is known from an Israel or a Hebrew standpoint of view, the leap year is known as a pregnant year because it has an extra month in it. So that's kind of interesting that we've come to this part of the cycle, and it's a leap year here basically from September 2023 to September, roughly the fall feast time frame, when they have their new year in the fall of 2024, and it's on their calendar, it's the year 5784. But the interesting thing about that is on the Gentile calendar, the Gregorian calendar that we go by, it is of course the year 2024, and this is also a leap year on the Gregorian calendar. So this doesn't happen very often, that it's a leap year on the Gentile calendar and a leap year on the Hebrew calendar. In fact, that won't happen again until the year 2052 on the Gentile calendar. So kind of interesting that this year, 2024, happens to be a leap year or a pregnant year on both the Hebrew calendar and the Gentile calendar. Now, the interesting thing I find about it being a leap year or a pregnant year is it's always been thought that that would be the year that tribulation would begin, or that final 7 years known as Jacob's trouble. And I put a video out earlier this year about Jacob's trouble and the possibility of how the attack last October 7th did fulfill the role, or could have fulfilled the role of possibly being the beginning of Jacob's trouble, because it fell on the fall feast day, the Feast of Tabernacles. And there probably couldn't have been a better day for it to fall. So again, to find out that we're in a leap year or a pregnant year also is kind of an interesting fact. Now, the fact that the Jews are waking up to Jesus fulfills the prophecy, and it helps us to know that we very well could be in the last days. So it's time to wake up, not only for Jewish people to Jesus as Messiah, but for Gentiles as well. We need to wake up and realize where we are and who Jesus is, and that he very well, if we are in the last days, he could be coming back very soon, and we need to make ourselves ready. That's the point of this video, is whether we be Gentile or Jew, there is no difference according to the book of Romans. We all have to believe in Jesus as the Messiah. And so there we go. Just wanted to point that out. Hopefully that helps you, gives you a little something there to help you know what time it is. And we're supposed to do that kind of thing, being a watchman on the wall. Just be aware of the fact that this is prophecy coming true, and it's happening right before our eyes. The Jews are waking up to Jesus as the Messiah. Also, if you'd like to know more about prophecies like this, or know more about me, or possibly even my book that I've written. My book's called God Authentic, and it's actually 2 books in one, and the whole last part of the book is about prophecy and about the book of Revelation. So anyway, I hope this video helps you in some way. If you want to know more about me or the book, or more about prophecies, be sure to check out my website, which is www.coolcombat.com. You can also go straight to my YouTube page. I've got a domain pointed there, which is www.thespiritofprophecy.com. I'd like to thank you for watching, and may you be blessed by the information in this video.